Good evening, everyone. This is Francis Mayhem one more time from a journey into the mind. A while ago, I was speaking about energy in our brain and why do we stay awake and why is that computers and devices have an effect on our neurons and sometimes can keep us awake, which is not good. Lately, most people find out that once they spend hours in front of a computer, they cannot go to sleep. And that is due to the blue light. Blue light is that reflection that we get from the computer and from the light of the sun, from the light spectrum, some of which is visible and other which is invisible. The one that we get from the devices, we can see that it's a blue light that reflects and is very bright, such as our cell phone, our computers, our laptop, our iPod, and even our television. Blue light is a high wavelength that has energy and is visible from the spectrum. You can see it sometimes when you're out in the sea, in the water, you see that everything is bright and it's real blue. That's part of blue light, and it's also part of UV, ultraviolets. 1500 years ago, a very powerful man in Egypt stood between two pillars to look at the sunset. He can look at the sunset and admire the light. As we know, light is everything in the universe. And it's been said that life began with light. His name was Amun Ra'at. And he was a very powerful man. What he understood then was that the sun had very powerful energy. There are so many ways that we admire the sun, a sunset, a sunrise. However, the sun can be beneficial because it produces vitamin C, which helps our skin and it helps our internal organs, as well as it can be damaging because it can cause cancer if we expose ourselves to the sun too much. So what can happen when we are exposed to all this blue light and the reflection of the sun outside, which also reflects blue light? If we don't protect our eyes, we can end up having damage, such as headache, even nausea, eye strain, trying to look very hard without being able to see, or the sun affects our eyes with a reflection that is too strong. And we can experience very high effect in our neurons. For example, I recently had my glasses protected with IQ, which is a protection against blue light from the computer and from devices, as well as the sun outside. I did not have my sunglasses protected, and I was using my old glasses. I began to get very heavy headaches every day, every single day. I couldn't figure out what was going on, what is happening in my brain, this marvelous brain that I always talk about, that is reacting. I wondered if it was my vision, perhaps my prescription was not right. But I could see perfectly when I was in front of the computer and I had no problem. And the headaches did not occur during the day while I was working. It was always after, when I used the sunglasses. So I had them put also some IQ on my sunglasses so that I can have a protection and protect myself against damaging. However, the blue IQ is called. However, I experienced one day a very heavy draft in my brain. I felt as if I was drunk. I was tired, I was exhausted. I felt I had no energy. In other words, my neurons were reacting so heavily to the effect of the counteractive of one prescription versus another that my brain was confused. And even confused in the sense of analyzing things. I couldn't speak normal as if I had lost my ability to concentrate. I was worried. But the minute I had my sunglasses prescription changed to the blue IQ, everything stopped. This is a great example, and this is why I'm sharing this with you. The importance of having blue IQ, whether you use computer or you are exposed to the sun, whether you have prescription or not, you can still use blue IQ on your glasses, which is a light protection against the blue light that reflects your eyes, and it can be very damaging, and prevent yourself from further damage in the future. It can affect the cornea as well. Our eyes are very sensitive. It's one of the most sensitive organs in the body, in the brain, which is part of the brain. It is so sensitive that if we don't protect ourselves during the day, we can, from the overexposure to devices, affect the melatonin. How? Through the pineal gland. The pineal gland, which is right here at the center of the brain, is inactive during the day. In other words, it's inactive. It's not activated. It doesn't make us relax. It makes us very active in the sense of being awake. And at nighttime, when the sun goes down and the blue light no longer affects, it becomes active. When the pineal gland is active, melatonin raises and we're able to relax. Melatonin is the hormone that keeps us relaxed and helps us go to sleep at night. So that stands the reason why I said a while ago there is something in the computer system that keeps us awake, because I was having that effect where I was unable to relax and go to sleep. And I was wondering, what's going on? Is it the device? Well, it's the fact that my neurons were energized. And with all this ultra light and all this blue light coming at me from my eyes, my neurons were activated and I could relax them. Why? Melatonin was not at the level it's supposed to be when you're relaxed. And the pineal gland was not activated. It was still inactive. It was still all over the place. It was still giving me energy. I was still functioning at a higher level than I should have. So I thought I'd share this with you because it's very important. From the beginning of time, 1500 years BC, light, the sun, how much we admire the sun, and how the great ancient Egyptian knew that there was something powerful in the sun, yet they couldn't explain everything about it. And that is part, perhaps, of the mystery of the pyramids in Egypt, with all the attraction of the sun coming onto the pyramids, because they knew that there was something very, very powerful that we could all benefit from. The word sun means a secret that I will reveal in the near future, because my next movie will involve the sun at a very high level. You see, we are going through a lot of changes. And whether we believe it or not, I said that we can go protect your energy. Because as the universe changes and transition happens, so do we. And we get affected by everything that is going on. Like they say, as above, so below. But we are so lucky to live in this magnificent universe we call Earth, that has everything that we want. Electromagnetism, magnetic waves, and all the environment that we can enjoy with water, air, fire, anything that we want is here. Could you imagine if there was another planet like ours and they were so envious of us that they will want to know how do they steal our information and our way of living so they can create a different universe? Imagine that. Because just like Mr. Musk is trying to create a new habitat on Mars, imagine if there was another species somewhere else so envious of Earth. They want to know how do we do it? What is so marvelous about the way we live? So appreciate your planet, everything, the air, the water, vegetation, the animals, the people, everything. We are are so lucky to live in this era in which we live. Thank you for listening. I thought I shared that about the brain, which is one of my most interesting topics besides quantum mechanics. It's been a pleasure as usual. Good night. Have a wonderful day. This is Rose.